Hi everyone, Jayant here. This is the third chapter or third video uh, about this is specifically about strings. Okay, so let's start it. So text, is everywhere in the code, right? So in this video, we are going to master strings from grabbing a single character all the way to the functions you'll be using uh, in every day if you're working with Python. Okay, first, quickly, what is a string? A string is a simple text. Anytime you store words, a name, a sentence, a message, that's a string. Okay. In Python, anything inside quotes is string. I've already covered in the last session. Okay. Now let me run this. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, it's just connecting to kernel. Okay. So here it says message is equal to hello Python. Print message, print type message. Okay, so there it is. This confirms the type is string of this text that we have typed in double quotes stored into a variable, right? Now moving down. Okay. Now often you would you would need to know how long a piece of text is. How big is that is. For that, there is a specific uh, function called len, len, which is to tell the length. Okay. Again, len is a built-in Python function, a predefined function that already comes with Python. You don't need to write it yourself. You hand it a string. It tells you how many characters, okay, are inside. Spaces too are counted. Okay. So I have a word written here, Python, right? Which we are storing in a variable called word. And then what we are saying print word, and then we are saying the length of word. Okay. You understand, right? Okay. So here, what did it do? Can somebody tell why did it say 6? Okay. Most of you has guessed right. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if I have a space here? Okay, what if I have a space here? What do you think is the character? VS Code is smart enough to give you the hint here. Let me run this again. Now 7. So it also counts space. This is again a very important point. Now, the key idea of this whole video, okay, moving on, the key idea of this whole video is indexing, okay. Most of you don't know what indexing is. Most of you are aware. Maybe you guys have studied it in different coding language, okay. And I will tell you why it's important. Now, first, Python gives every character a position number, okay. So every character in Python is given a position number, and this is very very important, right? And what is the index that it starts counting from? So it starts counting from zeroth number. What is the number? Zeroth to the nth number. So here, if the word is Python, let me go here, right? If the word is Python, the index something looks like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now, if again we are defining the word Python inside this variable, now if we have to fetch the index value or the position of each character, there is again, uh, indexing plays a very important role. So if I'm saying print what I have to print? Word. What is word? Word is nothing but it contains a data type which is string, which is Python. It says print the character in zeroth line, which is what? Which is P. So what it will print? P. Next, print word 1. What does it mean? Print the variable word, and inside that word give me the character which is on the first which is on the first index. Index is the correct word. Index. Okay. Again, in order to read that, you know, you have to put square brackets. Okay. Let me first run this. Okay. So the P is the position 0. P is the position 0. Y is position 1. And N is position 5. So it gives P and Y. Here we have defined. Right. So this is called indexing. Okay, always defined in square brackets. Always remember that if you have to run indexing function inside string, you always use, what do you use? You always use square brackets. Okay, now quick challenge. Okay, what word to print? Pause, take a guess, then we run it. Guys, quickly run it on your system and check. Tell me what it will print. Okay, so it will print, let's check, T. Why did it print T? Okay, first print is a keyword which is printing word. Okay, word is what is mentioned in word. It is a variable which contains a data type which is what? String data type called Python, and on the second index, T is there. So it's fetching us T. Understood, guys? Okay. So again, now the next concept that I'm going to introduce you is negative indexing. Okay. What you learned here is also called forward indexing, which you just learned, which starts from 0. Negative indexing starts counting from the end. Forward starts counting from the forward side. Negative starts counting from the negative side. Understood? It is very simple. Okay. What is the difference then? This could be again one of the nugget. Okay. What is the difference? The difference here is in negative indexing, the index starts from last, but it doesn't start from 0, it starts from -1. Okay, so it starts from -1. So for this word Python, okay, what is the character that is on its negative index, which is -1, the first, it is N, right? What is the character in -2? Anybody? Oh, let me run this. Anyways, I have already written. Now, can somebody do a test? Okay, let me do a test here. I'll quickly test how are you guys learning. Okay, so let me see. Minus of 4. Can anybody tell me what's the answer? So, okay, let me give you a hint. So, as I say, negative slicing starts from the end, and it starts from -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So what is the answer, guys? What is the answer? It's T, right? What is it? It's tree. Okay. This is negative indexing. -1 is the last character. -2 is the second last character, so on and so forth. Handy when you don't know the length, but you know what but you want the end. Okay, so you understand what I just said, right? So it's very important or very useful. Negative indexing is very useful when you don't know the length. Okay, but you want to know what is at the end, so you just type the variable name and say -1. You will instantly, it will bring you to the last thing. Okay, now again, just when we summarize indexing, okay, Indexing gives you one character. Okay, it just gives you one character. Understood, right? So it's just giving one character. Now, let me introduce a new concept here, which is called slicing. Okay, so what is slicing? Slicing is again a function you could run on string. It is again very easy if somebody understands, right? Slicing very easy in English. We slice certain words, we slice something, so slicing comes from that. Index gives one character. This is again one of the very important nugget, guys. Slicing gives us a range. Okay. Now the rule here is you say the variable, which is what? Word is a variable, and then start stop takes the character from start up to not including the stop. What does it mean here? Okay, let me explain you. Let me remove this and I will explain word by word. So I define here a variable of string data type inside double quotes and assign it to a variable called word. Now I am saying print. What do you want? What I want to print? I want to print word. But here I'm using the same square brackets that we used for indexing, but instead of just saying zero, which would give us the zeroth index, I'm using a semicolon in between, which will take me from zeroth index to the third index. So what is that? 0, 1, 2, 3, right? But remember, it never includes the last word. It never includes this word. So it never includes the third word. So 0, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't include third position. So it hence gave pyt. Now similarly, let me run this all together for Python. Okay, for Python, if we are saying sorry for the string Python which is defined in this variable. Okay, what would be the answer of 3 to 6? So again, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 3 to 6, again, 6 is last is not included. So what do you think is will come here? HON. Why HON came? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 because we don't have anything on the 6, right? And it excludes the 6 and just gives the previous one to that. Now, if I let's say if I don't know if I want to check for the first three, right? Instead of saying 0, I could keep this as blank and just say 3. So it will give me from the start. If I want to see the last three digits from the end, keep the last one as don't enter a value here. Just enter whatever the last from the end you want to see here. So hence you will get it. Now again, uh, a quick challenge. Your turn. We have. I will give you my name. Okay, I will give you my name here. My name is Jayant. Okay, so what will be the slicing operation here? uh, please run it on your systems and tell me. Okay, let me run it. Okay, let's see first. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what should be the answers, guys? A Y A. Why? It's excluding the zeroth. It's including the first, second, third, fourth. Right? Fourth is not included because it's a stop. So this is the correct answer. Those of you who has got it, it's perfectly fine. Those of you who haven't got this, it's fine too. You can learn. It's a process. You we don't learn anything overnight. So yeah, it will take some time. Okay. Now coming to a new concept, maybe the last concept in slicing. Okay. So slicing has a third setting. Okay. So first is it should be included in those square brackets. Start stop, and then step, jump by step. Okay, so step is you jump by it, and there's a famous trick that falls right out of it is you don't define anything if you want to reverse a whole string in one line. I will explain you how. Okay, so let's say we have a variable called Python, and we want to see we haven't defined the start and stop, so it's taking the entire string from here till here, but it's jumping two points. So what it will print? Any guesses, guys? It's printing 2. After that, it's jumping. How many characters we have asked it to jump? 2. Then it's giving T, and then what is the next character it will give? O. So P, then jump to T, then O, and then it stopped because the string stopped. Now, let's run this as well. Okay. So, what does it mean? Here it says from the start to the stop is not defined. So, this is not defined. But it's you are using here instead of the step function, you are using it in a reversed way. So, you mention -1. So, it's reversing your letter. Every second letter, okay? Uh, every second letter, okay, the whole word reverse one line. People love that trick. Now the functions that you'll see, now the functions you'll use constantly. First, changing case. Okay, these take your text and return a new version that the originally stays exactly the same. Okay, so let me run this. Before I run, uh, I want to talk to you about Hello Python. Okay, here in this you see here there is a string that I have mentioned in this variable called text, and I'm using couple of undefined functions here in Python. First is upper, lower, title, capitalize, right? In upper, what it will do, it will go inside this, and what it will do, it will uppercase the entire variables, entire string. Lower, everything would be lowercase. Title would be uppercase. Capitalize only the first. What capitalize does? What it just capitalize the first uh, you know uh, uh, value text in a line or in a para. So let me run this again. Okay, very similar things I have written here. Okay, next, cleaning up the strip. Okay, when text comes from users or file, it often has extra spaces at the end. So strips help us remove that. It is basically used for data cleaning processes. Okay, again, let's say in a real world, whenever you get data, right, you have to clean your data. So if the data is something like this, which has leading and trailing spaces stored inside a variable called messy, right, you just use a function strip. What does strip do? It strips, as the name suggests, it strips the extra values, right? Make sense? Okay, everything's gone. Now the everyday trio. Okay, so I'm talking about the everyday trio. Okay, replace, split, join, right? These are very important. Now I'll tell you what each of them does. Replace swaps one piece of text for another. Again, very much understood. Split. What does split does? Split breaks a string into multiple pieces. What does join? Does the opposite. What does it do? It glues a it glues a list back into a string. Okay. So I let me walk you through with an example. Okay. See the awesome, right? The awesome here. Python is awesome defined in line. Okay. I'm saying replace awesome with powerful, right? So it says print, then it says line dot replace. What do you want to replace in line? Awesome keyword, awesome text, string with powerful. Okay, it did it. Then then the sentence split into two words, right? What had happened? So it's saying split, part, split, split. So it's splitting. what it's splitting the parts. What Python is awesome. So what I did here is I reassigned a variable or changed a variable. Line is this, whatever is what goes in line. So line holds Python is awesome. I said define a new variable parts which is nothing but lines and dot split, right? That's how it works. Then I glued it together. In order to glue, I used a keyword called join, and the character I used here is dash. You could use any character. You could say plus. Right? It works. Okay, next, searching inside text. This is very, very important. Very important for large or small data sets. It searches inside text. Find is the keyword. Okay, this gives you the position of something or -1 if it's not there, and in is the quickest way to check if what you're checking is there, yes or no. Okay, the second is check. Sorry, the second is a check. Okay, so what does check do? It checks if uh, for inside the is it inside. So let me run this word banana. Okay, understood, guys? So in this word banana, what is it? Print word find n. So it find n at two position, but it's saying two here. Print a. So it print a in word. Yeah. So in what is in tells? What is in tells? It tells is quickest way if that particular thing which is you're looking for is there in the string or not. And the print z is a word. Okay, is in it is z in this string? It says false. Okay. So quick check with you. What's the output of banana count A? How many times you think it will return? What is the value it will return? Any guesses, guys? It will return 3. Why? Because A is coming 3 times, right? Understood, right? Now, a few more checks. These are return true or false. Okay. Starts with, ends with. Does the text begin or end with something? Okay, this is one. The is digit. Okay, is digit is it all numbers or is it alpha? Like, is it all letters? Okay, that's the next thing. So again, if you run this, this is the variable email. This is what it holds. It says, does it starts with Giant? Yes. It ends with .com? Yes. Print 1234. What does it mean? What does it mean, guys? I just explained you, right? Why does it say is true? Because it's what is digit mean? Is digit mean is it all numbers? So yes, 1 2 3 4 is all numbers, so true. Hello, what is hello? It's all alpha numeric. Oh, sorry, it's all alpha. So alphabet. So it says yes. Now moving to F strings. Okay, the modern way to build text, right? Really useful when you're validating things. Again, these ones like you know emails or from inputs. Okay, when you now coming to here, when you want to drop variables inside a sentence, put f before the quotes. Okay, what it will happen, it will write the variable straight inside curly braces, much cleaner than gluing pieces together with a plus sign. Okay, so here I say name message pipe print f hi name, you have message, you have dash new message. So here it could be anything, it could be multiple names. So if you do this, this is how you will get. So if you have to define or glue something together, instead of writing the variable straight inside the curly braces, what you will use f. Okay, so just quick recap. What you know now, a string is text, right? You how do you calculate the length? You use length function. Indexing start from zero. Negative means indexing start from -1, but it starts from the end. Slicing has three things. What is it? Had start, stop, and then if you want uh, to have a step as well, you can have the step. It basically jumps certain steps, and if you want to reverse, just don't mention anything. Reverse it would do. Functions I've explained you, that runs on a string, which is upper, lower, title, capitalize. You could also strip. You could also replace, split, join, uh, find, count in, start with, end with, is digit, is alpha, f string, to build text neatly, right? Okay, that's great, guys. Next video is about lists. It's a very interesting data type in Python, storing many values in one place. See you there. Thank you.